The English language has a long and complex history in India, spanning over several centuries. Its evolution is closely intertwined with the country's colonial past and the spread of British influence across the Indian subcontinent. In this essay, we will examine the history of the English language in India, tracing its roots from the early colonial period to the present day. The early history of English in India dates back to the early 17th century when the British East India Company first established its trading posts in India. Initially, English was used as a medium of communication between the British traders and the local Indian merchants. Over time, however, it began to spread beyond the trading posts and became more widely used, particularly among the educated elites. The spread of English in India was facilitated by the establishment of English medium schools and universities during the 19th and early 20th centuries. These institutions were set up by the British colonial authorities with the aim of providing English language education to the Indian elite. The first such institution was the Calcutta Madrasa, established in 1780, which offered English language instruction alongside traditional Islamic studies. In 1854, the University of Calcutta was founded, which became the first modern university in India to offer English medium education. Other universities followed, including the universities of Bombay, Madras, and Lahore, which were established in the latter half of the 19th century. These universities played a crucial role in the spread of English in India, as they provided access to English language education for a wider range of Indians. During this period, English became increasingly associated with social and economic mobility in India. Those who could speak and write English were seen as more modern and progressive than those who could not. This led to a growing demand for English language education among the Indian middle class, who saw it as a means of improving their social and economic status. The role of English in Indian society changed significantly following India's independence from British rule in 1947. While English remained an important language for government, business, and education, it also became a symbol of colonialism and oppression. Many Indian nationalists argued that the continued use of English in India was a form of cultural imperialism and called for its replacement with Hindi or other Indian languages. Despite these criticisms, English continued to be widely used in India in the post-independence period. This was due in part to the fact that it had become deeply entrenched in Indian society and was seen as a necessary tool for social and economic advancement. It was also supported by the Indian government, which recognized its importance for international communication and trade. In recent years, the role of English in India has continued to evolve. While it remains an important language for government, business, and education, it is also increasingly being used in new and innovative ways. For example, the rise of the Internet and social media has created new opportunities for Indians to use English to connect with people around the world and participate in global conversations. Today, India is home to the largest number of English speakers in the world after the United States and the United Kingdom. It is estimated that there are over 125 million English speakers in India, and this number is expected to continue to grow in the coming years. This reflects the enduring legacy of English in India, as well as its ongoing relevance in a rapidly changing world. In conclusion, the history of English in India is a complex and fascinating story that reflects the country's colonial past, its struggles for independence, and its ongoing efforts to navigate a rapidly changing global landscape. Despite the many challenges and controversies that have surrounded the use of English in India over the years, it remains an integral part of the country's linguistic and cultural identity, and its influence is likely to continue to grow in the years to come.